Okay, y'all. So this is part 3 of how I got laid off from my job and moved to Hawaii. And I promise this is going to be the last video. So this is actually the best part of this whole story. So really magical, right? So okay. So like I was saying in the end of part 2, so you got to go watch 1 and 2 if you haven't. At the end of part 2, I was saying that, I am so glad that I didn't take the job in Hawaii like I was planning to, and ended up applying for a job that I actually wanted online and getting the job. So just message to those out there, if you really want something, go after it. Like, I know there's so many folk out there that believe that their options are limited for so many reasons. Just just go after what you want. Okay, that's all I can say. So I will say that, and like I said, that company was Los Angeles, because with me finally getting my associate number, we have to work in the state that we're going to be licensed in. So I'm going to be licensed in California, so even with it being online, my clients would just be there. So that's why the company is Los Angeles, even though I want to move to Hawaii. So the thing with this is, I'm still at my mom's house, and I was like, okay, I'm getting a little excited. Like, okay, I got a job. Wait a minute. So now it feels more realistic to even move to Hawaii. And so, y'all, I did this interview with the second company at the end of December, because she wanted to wait for the holidays to be done and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, fine with me. And I started literally January 6th. So, mind y'all, like, lost my job July 2024, did not start a new job until January 6th. So I was out of work for a very long time. So like I said, I'm staying at my mom's house in Atlanta at this point, and I was still trying to decide, okay, well, how am I getting to Hawaii? Because now that I have my mind fixed on that, I'm still going to do it. And so even though I did spend those 2 little weeks just trying to start that job, like, I need to get back there. I had a little taste. Oh, I was gonna go back after that taste. So anyway, so I was just kind of planning and like figuring out, all right, so what do I need to do now? So, mind you, with me being a therapist, my money was not good from the beginning, because we get paid by clients. So I would have had to build up my clientele to even have a regular paycheck. So it started out really slow, and I just started trying to, get a little bit of money in my pocket, and just kind of see what I can do to get enough money to at least get back to Hawaii. Because I was like, if I could at least just get an Airbnb in Hawaii for a little bit, I could probably even get an in-person job, like working at a restaurant or being a host or something, just on the side, so I could save up more money to get an apartment. And I was like, okay, I think it's doable to probably do an Airbnb for a little bit. I started looking up the cheapest ones I could find. So this is what's crazy, is because I looked up this one Airbnb, and I was gonna book it because it was one of the cheapest ones that I saw on the island, and it was with this girl. And crazy enough, it ended up falling through because I knew that I needed to ship my car. Like, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be living in Hawaii and working in Hawaii, I need to ship my car. So I did. There was money that I did not touch at all because I knew I had to ship my car. And so I went ahead and had that process going while I was in Atlanta, so that my car can go ahead and get over to Hawaii. So there was this girl that had this apartment, and I really wanted it. And I was like, okay, well, ask her about parking. She's like, oh, you're gonna share that one spot with whoever's in the other room. And I was like, well, since I'm booking it first, can you just like let me pay extra so I can reserve it, and then the other person doesn't get the spot? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh girl. I was like, okay, well, I can't stay here because I don't want to have to be looking for Hawaii. I mean, looking for parking in Hawaii. So I went ahead and looked up another place. And so I got so lucky because this second person that I found with the Airbnb, y'all, this ended up being my lifesaver for living in Hawaii. So I booked with this woman, and it was like a 3-story house, and it was ample parking for, because obviously it's a 3-story house, so anybody that had a car could park there. So I ended up booking with her, and what's crazy is I only booked for a week because I was very delusional. I was like, okay, I think like I could just stay here for a little week, and I think I might have enough money to go ahead and put a security deposit down somewhere. At least, like, I was just gonna be roughing it for a while. So I only booked for a week, and the week was up, and I was like, oh, okay. I was touring around, couldn't find any affordable apartments. Still didn't, I was getting enough money in my bank account, but still wasn't enough. I was like, wow, I really need to buy myself more time. So she saw me one day, and she was like, hey, is everything okay? And I said, I I don't know what I'm doing. I said, I'm here. I'm trying to move to Hawaii. I was like, I booked your place for a week, and I realized that on your website there was no more. I couldn't book anymore because all her rooms were filled, and I just was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And she was like, well, here. She was like, actually, let's play like jump around. She was like, these people are gonna be moving out of this room this time, and these people are gonna move out. So she was like, you could go over there, then go over here. So y'all, I was playing freaking, I don't even know what to call it, Tetris, something. I don't know. I was just in these little rooms, like when the people moved out. So I was staying like 2 nights in this room and 2 nights in this room, and just like, she discounted the price for me, which was amazing. So she was so sweet for that. And then finally, it got to the point of me, another week passed, and I still could not find an affordable apartment. And she was like, you know what? How about this? She was like, I have this extra room in the back that I normally keep for family. Would you like to stay back there? Oh, I might have to do a part 4, y'all.